Go.
And welcome back to Blood Rush League, Season 2, first round, and we're in with our matchup between Decay versus Imperial. Now, due to a bit of a technical issue, we loaded in a little bit late, a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. We didn't really miss it on much. Our killer was just crossing the map to try to find survivors here. Now, once again, we do not see Corrupt on board. Very, very interesting. Also, something else that's a little bit interesting is the map here. Like, normally we'd be putting Dredge on a map like, Midwich, I believe, but we seen him on Shadow Square. It's a little bit weird. Like, matter of fact, like the refs thought that this was not his map. We thought that, our survivors, or our killer player put on the wrong map initially, but after checking, yeah, this is the right map for Dredge. Very, very interesting choice, but a balancing team here. And we'll be taking first chase onto Ace here, and he's already tagged. I wonder how long it's gonna last in chase. Not that much longer, I'd imagine. Actually, wait, no, we do bust out his remnant, but panic bolting the killer. Now, I will be joined alongside by Tavi once again, as with the last matchup. Tavi, say hello and give us your thoughts on our match.
Good evening, everyone out there. It is evening for me anyway, and we are heading into Dredge with our first hook on the Shattered Square. Now, Shattered Square is undeniably one of the larger maps in the game, but it is quite known to have quite large dead zones and a lot of junk around, so Dredge can exploit the teleport ability onto the lockers quite well, because, yeah, you can just catch people out in the open, really not doing anything, and quite good awareness by Dan, Ace, who is our tunnel out, to run the edge map and buy as much time there. But yeah, as we can see, he's getting tunneled out now. He has this God palette at the main building to work with, and smartly running away from it, understanding that the Dredge Remnant will make it unsafe. Now, talking about our Dredge is in fact Jiggy. Now, if this is the same Jiggy I'm thinking of, the same legendary Jiggy whose Jiggy parting is named after, this will be exciting to watch because, yeah, the legendary Jiggy playing the Dredge on the Shattered Square. Let's see what they can do with the coup de grace stack, which allows them to get down onto our Ace, who's down here. As that generator pops, yeah, we could see the coup de grace coming into play, saving a little bit of extra time, but we know that in comp, every little second counts. This will be a pain resonance that the Ace is hooked now. On the second stage, things are looking pretty good for the Dredge, I think, at the moment. What do you think?
As we said, he does miss a hit that looks like we're supposed to hit. Also, I just realized that, the guy's coup de grace, like, you had to point it out to me. Very interesting poke. We've seen this multiple times, and, like, normally I wouldn't expect a poke like coup de grace to be run over, like, a more, like, meta poke, but, I mean, people are just running it, and it looks like it's just working out for them. We do have Rune, and Rune already looks to be gone. Very, very unfortunate, and we're gaining more coup de grace stacks as gens go by. We do have Sloppy, Painless, and, I mean, Sloppy and Dredge is pretty standard, I feel like. It's just that, like, yeah, no Corrupt, I still find it very interesting for Dredge. Like, yeah, no Corrupt and Tears Killer, that's understandable. Like, you can get a fast start and Corrupt wouldn't really be needed. And, oh, unfortunately,
It's
missing up the
unfortunate.
hit.
Yeah, that tag on the Fang would have been quite crucial. Those extra few seconds bought by missing that tag means that the Ace can pretty safely make the pallets. But however, we can see, oh my gosh, that's 3 generators completed within the span of 1 minute. This Ace, just taking the chase around main building, probably going to die here. There's not really anything safe around here, except this pallet, which he will not make because, again, I believe that's a coup de grace stack used up on the Ace, allowing the Dredge to get more lethality. Now, if Ace managed to make that pallet, I don't know how long his chase would have been. It would have been a significant amount longer, but that is not the case because now he is dead on the hook because of the coup de grace. Remember that. But our Dredge going to exploit the Nightfall ability, looking around to see who's on what generators. We can see the survivors now playing careful with the health states. You can see the Fang got reset. Now we kind of enter a 3v1 with a I think it's favored for the survivors, because the gens are quite spread out. Even though the Dredge has the locker teleport ability, I don't think this generator in the corner here has that many close lockers nearby, so they should be able to get the gen done if played well.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got 2 tags on board right now, we're now in a 3-1 situation, but do keep in mind, this is not Midwich. Like, it's pretty treacherous, and his 3 split is very, very atrocious, and this map, yeah, this map in general, it's not a good map to be in. Like, it's such a big map, and I feel like the lockers aren't nearly as concentrated as they are on Midwich, which is Dredge's normal map, and I feel like on Dredge's normal map, you'd be expecting, like, 4K0, I believe. At least that's what OC used to expect about a year ago. But yeah, we're getting into another chase while injured. Yeah, and imagine our other two survivors are on a gen as we speak. Like Nia's just hard breaking away from our gens here. Yeah, we do have this pilot to play, so I think we have a short wall jungle to play afterward.
And unfortunately going down on the filler. So that will mean that the pain resonance at the 9 tile will probably be used, or this one right here, which again is a pain resonance, quite lucky for the killer to have a close pain resonance, perhaps allowing this generator to be stopped from popping, because yeah, I think that was just doubled by both survivors, and now it's regressing from the pain res and the normal kick. So Dredge now opting to chase our injured Fang here. Our Fang taking very nice parting, exploiting the long walls that this map obnoxiously has to avoid the remnants. But I think with the coup de grace, there's no way that she's going to get out of this alive. And that seems to be the case as she goes down edge map. And we'll be seeing the pickup occur as it is close to the high progress generator and perhaps another pain resonance applied to it. The dredge, I think, is actually, it's hard to
We're dragging the main. That's a little
know.
bit sketch. It's gonna be very close, and we do have a gen getting hit by pain rest. It's around 50, so I've got two gens around 50, and then yeah, quickly going in for this ball here while our killer checks around the map here, trying to find Spider.
Trying to find just anyone to apply the sloppy to, or just to down and get another slug going, because I believe in Nightfall, Dredge, even on this map, is quite powerful when they slug, since the teleport ability is very much reduced. As we can see there, the Venato getting caught out on the mid generator, trying to prevent it from regressing, getting percentages in. Yeah, he got caught out and now takes this sloppy tag as again we see Jiggy teleport across the map over to one, finding the injured Fang, and the Fang will just use these walls to delay a little bit of time before going down in the main building.
Not able to force a locker grab, and our killer's just electing to slug this. Like, you know, he knows there's a reason why our survivor is trying to force a locker grab, and we're gonna check on our gen. It's not this gen, but because we're in Nightfall, we can literally teleport again immediately, right off rip, and we're going to this gen, and I don't think we see anyone here either, and we're just seeing resets come to us. Survivor's electing to play this one slow, pretty good choice. I mean, we can just wait on Nightfall and stuff, and we're going to basement just we do catch up the reset. Yeah, that is
We find a
crazy.
reset. This is quite huge. Yeah, I believe the Fang down at main, if they can get the down on near here, this would be quite a dire situation for both, and that is the case. As Venato fails a body block, the Remnant mind game coming in, so it will be Dan as our Venato here taking the last chase. My apologies before calling the ace Dan. It was in fact Vayne on the ace, but Venato taking the chase right now. This has to be a long chase, but oh my gosh, is this a stealth in the basement? I think they're just being completely bamboozled by that. No, but no, we see the Renato stealthing around this filler here. Filler, I believe there's a filler window, but oh, getting the pickup as well. Wow, that was a really tough situation to get out of, and Jiggy losing the Renato there was quite crucial because now it allows the survivors to make a comeback from the 4K1 position that they were just in. As the Nia goes down edge map, we can see our Feng in the main building get picked up, and our Dredge, knowing that the Nightfall is still quite far to come, decides to pick up the Nia and just slap them on the hook yet again.
Yeah, we're now Defok on our Nia as well, so if Nia gets turned out quickly, this could still end up as a 4K one. Otherwise, so far, like to say, nice comeback attempt for our survivors. Like, I'd like to applaud their efforts here. We're just going around breaking pallets, and we see scrunchies we catch up as survivor, and yeah, they've got resets actually, both of them, and we have FTP coming through onto Nia. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I think the FTP, I think it was a questionable play. If you can find the Venato here, that would also be a scheduled pain resonance applied. Even though the tunnel out Feng is the one that you might possibly want to chase to get out of the game. This Venato being injured means that the chase would be much shorter, and doing a nice little check spot on this, what I would think is an Ormond filler, allows him to buy a little bit extra time before this pick comes in. And I'd guess the pain res now being used on this Venato would mean that, again, the gens are just getting hammered And let's just see perhaps if this generator in the corner has been pain res, and I think it has been. It is regressing. So yeah, Jiggy deciding to go back to hook, seeing that the unhook has happened, and yeah, we'll see what they want to do from here.
Yeah, we're just going back for injure, I believe, or we could just be going for near. But I feel like yeah, we should be just going for near fully. Like near is therefore there's no way we do not go for near, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going for near, taking free tag on the near, and we're gonna see what near does here. Near's definitely not running into the little shed to make for a quick T-tap. Yeah, we've got eyes on both near, and I believe that's a run counter there. But we're just leaving this, going back to our gen here, and we've got heartbeat on it. Gen's pretty close actually.
Yeah, the gen is pretty close. We see that third piston moving, which means that around 75% of that generator has been completed. It's quite crucial that our dredge here got the M1 onto the near, which allowed the nightfall to come a lot sooner. As well, yeah, nightfall is really what you want to be doing as a dredge. As Feng takes the jiggy pathing on this weak 4 lane to try and buy as much time as possible, but our dredge managing to get the down through that, even though they run out of good plus stacks. And our Feng will be slapped on hook. But they are not death hook. That is actually quite crucial for the survivors. I feel like if they had died there, it would be not really a situation which the survivors would be able to get another gen completed. So Venato just takes the tag on the edge map, and our dredge decides to leave, trying to cut off the Fang from the pool. So now I think
That
the
is not a
survivors
thing. That is a
need to
Nia, by
try
the
and
way,
get something
but
going.
I think we
Oh,
can
that
get
is a
Nia
Nia,
here.
sorry, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, all the water survivors are up to our killer attempts to hold down our locker. Like, Nia is just sitting around, can't quite cross, and we're looking. Oh no. Okay, we're not really committing to Renato. Oh yeah. Now we're just sitting on top of you.
No, our dredge.
Yeah, I
Our
think our
dredge
judge
is
is
just
pretty
sitting on the
comfortable. Like,
gallows.
he's just gonna take a break here, sit up here, order some Uber Eats. Like, he's in a comfortable spot, and we do see an injured crossing, so that should be another quick down. Yeah, no, our survivor has to break away.
Yeah,
They're aware of that.
I'm not sure why the survivors are going for the pool here. I think they should realize
Oh,
that
well, why are we
the pool is
teleporting?
not really worth the time.
One
I
teleport,
think
why we...
our dredge has decided that perhaps they should check on the generator in the corner to see if the Neo was working on it. And if it was high progress, I think they would have to jump out of the locker and stop tunneling out the Feng. Because, well, actually, we just do see the Feng die. So it was unfortunate that the Neo did get there too late. But um, yeah, now the Neo's just around the dredge, so they'll take the next chase. Oh, I'm getting stuck as well. Unlucky.
Yeah,
Is this
we'll
Jiggy
down...
Bottom
Oh, we
again?
downing
No,
this Nia in
it's
short
not.
order, and this Nia is also dead on hook, so this will be 10 stages secured, and this is most likely gonna end up as a 4k1.
Yep. I respect Jiggy here for slugging. It's what you do every time. I think some people would just panic and pick up in this situation, but Jiggy, being I would say pretty experienced in comp, knows that they should just find the last injured survivor, as it is again much easier to find an injured survivor than it is to find a healthy survivor. So they'll just be teleporting around the map, checking every nook and cranny to find this Venato. Venato is stealthing edge map, so it is good that Jiggy decides to check the edge map, as that will be extra stages guaranteed secured if they can find the Venato on the edge map. But right now it doesn't seem to be the case, as Nia's bleed out timer does tick down. It's near the 2-minute bleed out mark. So it really has 2 minutes to find this Venato before he could be anywhere on the map, and then the hatch would open and the end game collapse would pretty much start because the dredge would be forced to close it. We do see Nia tick to the halfway mark of the bleed out timer. Our dredge still has not found any signs of life from our Venato Lyra, who again is just stealthy on the edge map tile. I'm actually not sure which one it is, because Nightfall has just kicked in, and Jiggy playing safe, just kicking the generator. Just in case the survivors can possibly get out of the situation, that generator will be on 0% by the time to try and get back to it. And yep, just checking edge map again, trying to find. Oh, And we do get eyes on the Venato. This will be our last chase here, securing the 4K1, I believe, for his team. So let's see how long this last chase will go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're just going for a last chase here, and I mean, do keep in mind that even though there are bleed rules applying to this league, because Linuxy is on death hook, they wouldn't even matter anyway. Like, if you death hook Linuxy, you get 1 point. If she bleeds out, you get 1 point. It doesn't matter. Like Jiggy could just hook this and wait for his Uber Eats to arrive. He doesn't have to do anything else from here on out, but he's still gonna go look for Linuxy anyway. Respect to him, I personally wouldn't have the patience to go search around the map, pick on every nook and cranny, because, you know, points don't matter in this case, because 1 point and 1 point, there's 1 point and 1 point, they're the same thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I actually do not agree with what Jiggy is doing here, which is just checking the map for the Nia. If indeed it is the case that the Nia's bleed out time, it does not matter. What you would be concerned about is how would you lose that point? How would you lose points by letting the Nia escape through the hatch? So Jiggy, knowing this, will use the Dredge Remnant to teleport. Oh, not back to Shack, actually. I thought they were going back to Shack to perhaps close the hatch, because again, you can see Lynxie going edge map, perhaps trying to fall towards the hatch. I'm not entirely sure though if they will make it before the bleed out occurs.
I don't
So
think
I
they
think it
will.
will
They're
just be a
just like
4K1.
acknowledging defeat.
Yeah. And I think it will just secure the 4K1 for Team DK here
We're
in our
opposite side
first
of the
set.
map from Shack anyway. That is not where the hatch is. Yeah, unfortunate. We could also end up using the Mori, but I know it's nearby. I mean, there's one right up here, so that's the full 4K one, full fat 4K one. Pretty good stuff. Like our win con for Imperial's Killers 4K2, something really, really difficult for them to meet. Now, something interesting about this matchup is that like these sets weren't decided through like a normal PMB process. They were like mutually agreed upon. So it's kind of hard to speculate, like, you know, how teams would do, because in a normal set you'd be able to speculate like, oh, Team A picked this, so we'd expect Team A to do well. But if a Team B doesn't do so well on Team A's pick, that's kind of normal. But you know, considering that these were mutually agreed on, it's pretty hard to anticipate what's going to happen now. But with that said, we'll be back after a short intermission with Imperial's Dredge and Decay Survivors.
Welcome back, everyone, into our Blood Rush League Season 2 Round 1, where we see Imperial's Dredge now face off DK Survivor. Now, on our Dredge here, we have Lynxie, who was playing Survivor last set, and they have decided not to bring Corrupt Intervention at all. Actually, they're not they're not chosen to bring any strong, like, gen regression perks like Pop Goes the Weasel or Scourge for Pain Resonance, instead going for a triple Hex play with a sloppy butcher in the back pocket, which is, again, as Vino was saying before, is one of these staple perks on Dredge, since he's just quite mobile and silent in the Nightfall. So again, I will be joined by Vino, and so with me, oh my, how about he said you're here? Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a swing! But yeah, Vino, what do you think this first chase will amount to?
Oh yeah, this first chase is going really, really well for us Bob. It's not so much so for kills. I like to say that, like, you know, this is such a high reward build, but Linux is feeling the pressure of the 4K2 win con. And we already see Undying taken out, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We do still have our Devour and Ruin, I believe. Yeah, the Devour icon's a little bit confusing. It goes on and off randomly, and it's kind of hard to tell when it's actually gone and when it's actually still intact, but I've only heard one totem cleanse so far, so I'm working under the assumption that it's still up.
And Avanato here, playing for his life, is running into an active generator, which is now hit by the Ruin. You see a healthy Survivor in the distance, just ahead of Avanato, probably wanting to take a hit so he can get to Shack. Let's see if they decide to commit. And we can also see a healthy Ace step off the generator at 9. And yes, they do decide to commit, but not onto the Venato, onto our Nia player here, who does go down on this Gallows filler tile. And
Yeah,
we'll be seeing our first hook of the game coming.
we do have both our Devour Hope and Rune back up still. Like, we're seeing two totems red across the map, so that's good for a killer at least. Like, it just kind of sucks that he's lost Undying really early on.
Undying Gone does mean that, yeah, Undying Gone does mean that the survivors had to cleanse it, wasting 14 seconds of the time, removing one of the perks. But yes, that other survivor in the background, who's probably the survivor who stuck the generator, has popped the first generator. We know that the Ace and the Nia at the start of the game were working those two generators near the first chase, so really there can't be much other gen pressure going on at the moment as we see Blinksy just try and tunnel out this Nia as quickly as possible. I think maybe losing the marks as the ace doing a good job of distracting our dredge, but we do find our Nia in the mid, and let's see how they decide to play this tile.
We do play this up pretty well. Like we're just going down. We're down on the pallet though, so it's gonna be a little bit awkward for Linux to pick. And we do see a survivor sitting around trying to stall for the safe. It's a little bit unfortunate that it just doesn't work. And yeah, we're just taking tag. I'm assuming we're gonna run away and not stick around for the save any longer. I mean, this isn't pub match. You don't really want to start taking downs just to get a pallet save. And yeah, I do believe that Nias are now going on a second stage, so that's pretty good for Linuxy. But it's still pretty. It's still pretty strapped for time here. Like, I was just need to pop 3 more gens. Actually, no. Now we just need to pop 2 more gens in order to secure Tycon, and 3 more gens to win. Like,
yeah, 4K1 on the dredge. I feel like with the current pressure is still possible. But the survivors are taking a lot of tags and injuries. I feel like not to really much reason. So it's just been giving 3 hits, but our dredge getting greedy here, swinging on this window. But luckily, it is the garbage window, so it means that Anya should be going down, but taking an insane fall. That was really well timed as to get away from the main building. This is actually quite crucial for the team, as we can see the reset onto our Venato coming. I think this Nia had just saved the team, and this might be able to make a good comeback from what I thought was a precarious situation for the survivors.
I mean, now we're on Nia again, and Nia's just gonna go down. She really has nothing to work with here. We do have all resets coming through, but we're now down to 3 v1 at 3 gens. I feel like that's a little bit faster than what happened last game. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could also be the same pace, where we're down to 3 v1 at 3 gens, but yeah, correct me. It's been a long day, yeah. And we're straight off the bat.
You're correct.
Yeah, straight off the bat, we're on our...
Yeah, straight off the bat, finally, Renato. You're correct. Renato working the generator where he did go get injured and drop that pallet earlier, but yeah, now having to play Shaq. Let's see if he just decides to drop Shaq here. I'd assume he does. He doesn't want to take a sloppy butcher hit, and that's indeed what happens as he will just head towards safety, I would assume, and our dredge, knowing this, wants to check on the generators, and well, yeah, unfortunately teleports to a locker that's away from pretty much all of them. But I think this is a 3-gen topside, so even if the other gens do manage to complete, this 3-gen topside does seem quite okay. But yes, talking about before the tunnel out and the speed of it, I believe in the previous game, Decay Killer managed to get a kill on the survivors with 1 gen remaining. So with 3 generators up, I believe it will be quite difficult for the survivors to try and work the generators and get them done. As we see Alvinato in chase playing this extremely strong filler, which I believe you can bloodlust, but no, our dredge finally decides to break it around 5 minutes later after it was first dropped. I think, yeah, our dredge now just wants to go around, get some sloppy hits, perhaps get it down, just be as unpredictable as possible as we see our Jake go down on the edge map filler.
Yeah, I think we might just go for a Slugfest to fully get a 4v3 here. Also, we still do have Devour in our back pocket, but I don't think we're really planning to use it anymore. We're just planning to try to start a Slugfest instead of playing with it.
Yeah, Devour Hope unfortunately is at 1 stack because our Nia was unhooked. Our dredge was right next to the unhooked Nia, trying to get a trade into, I believe it was a Jake to try and get unhooked. So we will not really be getting much Devour value this game, apart from protecting our Hex Ruin, as an extra totem means that the survivors cannot really be sure which totem they are cleansing, if they even realize there are 2 totems. Our Jake does get picked up in the distance by a healthy Renato, and they are together now, so I would assume our dredge will get another sloppy tag onto our Renato, which seems to be the case.
And we're all injured once again, but we do pop 1 more gen. We're now at the tie condition in our spot. We just need to pop 1 more gen in order to secure the win for Decay here.
Yeah, that's crucial actually that they popped that gen. Now they are playing for win condition. DK's killer managed to hold the three generator in the last game with three healthy survivors, but currently they only have two and well a bit health states remaining because our Jake does go down on the edge map filler. But playing for reset means that maybe they can actually do this. Maybe they can actually get another generator done. Or again, if they manage to get the
Oh,
survivor
we
out
do
of the
catch it
hatch, no
up.
matter the health status. Yeah, that is unfortunate for the survivors, though.
Yeah, we're just gonna chase the Shack here, and oh, we don't have Shack. I don't think the chase is gonna go on for very long. I feel.
Yeah, I think Minato taking a bit of strange pathing there, choosing to play the window side with uh that pathing, thinking that maybe the Dredge would teleport to the locker in the Nightfall mode, but Nightfall does wear off, and our Jake does get picked up yet again from the edge map. I feel like this was a crucial mistake from Lynxie. Jake was so nearby that he could have gotten a tag onto Ace or down onto Ace, and that would have kind of been it, I think, for survivors, as Dredge would know where all of them are and can just play around that fact and keep on slugging. But now Jake gets picked up and reset as well by our Ace. So yeah, I think we're just in the same situation as before, except now we have two healthy survivors, and I think yeah, compared to like one or two injured survivors. So it's just, I don't know, maybe the judge just made a bit of a macro mistake, but yeah.
We do have two Devour stacks, not one more stack, and people are gonna get exposed. Stuff is really gonna start hitting the fan, and that's not gonna be good for survivors. We're just gonna go for injured, I'm assuming, just so we can quickly get that last stack of Devour Hope that he needs to get the dice rolling.
I feel like the last stack of Devour Hope might occur, but it will occur at at a point where the last generator is already completed,
Oh,
as
we do
he's
manage
kind
to
of
get a
only
grab
working
here.
with
Pretty
Lugia.
neat, pretty neat. Let's see what our gens
We
are
do,
looking
yeah.
like. Got a little bit of progress on a gen. No gen regression perks though, like, we do still have room, but that's literally it. Like, our gen's at 50. If our killer does not stop it, it's just gonna pop.
This
And
gen
we're
was the
gonna go
same
for it.
generator which was on the
Unstoppable.
edge map. That was mythical indeed. Which I think I do agree with here because the Jake's gen is quite important. So if they're teleported to Jake's gen, as I
Oh,
was
we're
saying
teleporting the
apparently
Jake's gen, we're
before,
teleporting the Jake's gen. Ooh.
we're
Thankfully, we
teleporting
do
to
a
it.
pre-leaf, so that's pretty good. Oh, never mind, we get a heartbeat,
We have
so
the Nightfall. The
oh, he's gonna go down immediately because of Devour Hope here.
oh, good good stealthing from the Jake, which will allow him to
And that is
buy a
Devour Hope
little bit
gone.
of extra time.
You heard that? That's
That's
Devour
about,
gone. Rune's
oh
still
my
up.
gosh, but that's just unfortunate time. If the Jake managed to just run for like 2 seconds more, it would have been an injury and perhaps be able to keep the chase going for longer. But unfortunately, he's slapped on hook near that generator, which is on around 60%. So survivors are now looking to try and stealth out our dredge here, which is actually not going to be the case as we have the heartbeat on this generator and we find our ace taking the next chase.
Yeah, I mean, this is generally looking like a 4K one, and it's gonna be a tie. Yeah, we just get this down here. I wonder what's gonna happen. What's Fence Star out of doing? We do get this pull, yeah. That's what's going
See,
on.
they get the unhook. That's actually really good for them because it does mean that the two survivors up, they should split up and try and get the ace up from the ground. But Dredge's teleport ability might make it quite difficult for them to achieve that. So, our Dredge now just loses both of them somehow. I don't know how that's possible. I swear that hook was like completely visible. So, yeah, just losing both injured survivors here. It's just a mistake that shouldn't happen in this game, and deciding to pick up the ace now, slapping him on the hook near this generator, which is being eaten up by Ruin. Now, Ruin, although it is only 25% of the survivor progress, still better than nothing. So we'll be seeing the value from Ruin being applied as we again see another quite fast unhook occur onto our ace. I feel like yeah, our Dredge is kind of in the same situation as like 2 minutes ago. Like I don't really know how this match is progressing.
Yeah, this match is kind of in a stalemate right now, which is a little bit awkward to cast over. I'm gonna be real here, but we're just taking chase once again, breaking pilots, and I feel like at some point these survivors are going to run out of resources, and that's where, like, things are going to start tipping in the killer's favor, so these survivors are going to need to figure something out, pop these gens quickly, and we've got a little L we can abuse to buy a little bit more time in chase here. And we're going to play into Z-Wall, and the
Yeah,
last gen does pop. That is the win going to, Decay here.
yeah, unfortunate for our Imperial killer. I feel like they made a few macro mistakes that were quite critical for just wasting so much time. Oh my gosh, another swing on this Z-wall window. Actually, it's a U-wall, not a Z-wall. Now, just will buy an extra bit of time for the survivors to maybe see if they can open the gate, which they do. So that would be, I think, what, maybe 8 stages from the killer. So
I just checked my
I
notes.
think,
We will be getting a 7th stage result, assuming that Fensar is on death hook, like I noted down. So very, very good result overall. Like, it's great difference between, like, Decay and Imperial's result. It just so shows, like, how much better Decay's set as a whole. With that said, we'll be back with our second set after a short intermission, and my notes indicate that our second set is the Nurse. Another good pick, and we'll be back after a short intermission.
welcome back, everybody. Good night to you all. Actually, good morning. It's 2 a.m. here. But anyway, we'll be going into a nurse match in the Blood Rush League Season 2, Round 1, as we have Imperial's nurse, which is Linksy, on the Sanctum of Wrath 1. I believe we had a nurse set played quite recently as well. It was I think Napad versus Rapture game, which was 8 to 9 stages was the final result, the win going to Napad. So I think it'd be quite interesting to see another set play out. As I was discussing before in that previous match, this is a map with a choke point. So our main building is the point where you can pretty much stand as a nurse and just look around to see if any survivor crosses into the uncorrupted side of the map. But it does not seem to be the case, as we see birds reset on, I believe this is like away from Shack. And yeah, we do see and have sight of our first survivor. Again, joined with me is Vino Mixel. So good morning to you as well, because we're on the same time zone. So good morning to you,
Yeah, good, good,
Vino.
good morning, Tavi,
Uh,
and I'm here with you once again, Feyenoord, and we're looking at first chase. Oh, yeah, we're having a bit of a slow start, actually, like, we're not getting a tag yet. We do have Corrupt. I mean, we've seen a couple of nurses run Corrupt, some without, so it's like a bit of a 50-50 toss-up right now on, Nurse and Corrupt, but yeah, this one's just choosing to use Corrupt, and, I kind of understand why. They're having a bit of a slow
oh
start,
my
this
god.
Corrupt is coming in huge on them right now. Without Corrupt, I'd imagine we'll be seeing gens flying off the shelves as we speak. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
if we have a look at that, it's a beautiful firecracker from our Sable Ward, making the edge map, but taking a tag. I would assume they just go down edge map to prevent any kind of mid hook from going on, and they will go down indeed. But if we saw the corrupt timer, this is what I love about corrupt. I can always look in without a timer and see how much of the corrupt intervention has disappeared for that first down, and it looks like pretty much all of it. So it's taken 2 full minutes for this nurse to down a survivor. That is a lot of time for a nurse. So, yeah, I would expect to see some gens clanking, and we could also see the rune cleanse in the background. So I think it's a pretty good start for the survivors.
yeah, and I mean we're just sitting around mid, holding down the classical choke point off sitting in mid, just checking around for stuff, seeing if anyone's gonna go in for this pull, and I don't. Yeah, we do pop off first gen, and we see Scratchy's crossing for pull. I mean, Linuxy's just not really doing anything yet. Oh, now we're doing something. Now we're crossing in. We do see cross. Are we getting a tag? Yeah, we're getting our tag.
I do
This
not
is
like what
going.
the ace is doing here.
Yeah, this is gonna be really, really sketchy. If this is a one blink down, this is it. This is over. This is pretty much a restart, as we like to call it in scrims, but never mind. This gives our ace time to get away. This is huge.
Yeah, I feel like the A's made a pretty crucial mistake there, trying to get an unhook onto our Sable quite early onto the hook timer, and I think it was around. Actually, maybe it wasn't early. Maybe I'm incorrect, because our Sable is just going to hit the second stage as of right now. So our Ace was trying to get a trade in for the Deliverance, I believe, to get active, but is unfortunate in doing so, but manages to get away. Now, I believe that's the strong Jiggy parting we like to see from
Oh, and we're seeing
Jiggy
its
on
second
the Ace.
attempt at it. I think this attempt would succeed. Yeah, like there's no way it's gonna fail. We're not even gonna take attack for it. This is so free.
This is really good. Yeah, this is really good for our ACL managing to preserve the additional health state and not going down. I believe was it Deliverance and Unbreakable is a bad combo, but correct me if I'm wrong, Lena.
We've seen Unbreakable and Delhi a couple times actually, so I don't believe it as a banned combo. Both are allowed on one single survivor. And now we're taking chase onto our Sable, and our Sable taking a beat to hit, booking it off the shack. That would have activated our Jiggy's Deli if Jiggy has Deli in, which, yeah, let's just go around and do a check while our killer breaks his pile and picks a survivor up here. We're gonna have another gen pop. Sable's in basement, and we have Nia wrapping around all the way. And yes, we can confirm our Deli is indeed on Jiggy, our ace player here, and he's just killing on gen, not really doing much. And we can see that Unbreak and Deli both together, and we also have FTP, so yeah, this is death on. Yeah, okay, interesting with death already. It's really quick.
Yeah, in our previous nurse sets, both of our nurse players decided to uh, leave the tunnel at Survivor, which
Yeah,
they
yeah.
both managed to get immediately. The first survivor getting to the second stage, and then deciding to leave and commit to another survivor. I'm not entirely sure why for both cases, but in this set, we do see an immediate death onto our Sable Ward player. And we see our Deliverance survivor taking the next chase on the edge map.
Oh,
Our nurse maybe
unfortunate.
not having very good awareness tries to blink through the edge map, but yeah, a nurse is not able to blink through the edge map. If you didn't know, so yeah, nice parting by Jiggy just to buy a bit of extra time, and it did pay off.
Yeah, and we're just heading back up. Oh, we have a bit of a 3 gen here. I mean, it's not a strong 3 gen, but because of the choke point, it kind of makes it into a 3 gen in a way. And we've got a little bit of progress on this gen at Shack. I wonder who's on it here.
We have, I would say, like two possible three gens. We have one on like the east side. Well, we have one on Shack side and then one on the other side of Shack, which I don't really know what to call it, which is quite fortunate for us. So I think our survivors will unfortunately have to try and pressure the edge gens, which would be our Shack generator and also this one at, I believe this is the 5 tile, because any other attempt at a generator would just be too close to the nurse and they would just usually end up taking a free tag onto it. But we see this generator at 5 has around 50% progress. Eruption will be applied to it as our nurse takes the kick. And let's see if they just decide to hold the 3 gen or commit to edge map, which of course the survivors will run away from the 3 gen scenario. So let's see if the nurse decides to chase this for a down or if they want to try and hold the 3 gen.
I mean, like, our survivors are kind of playing this though. They're playing this extremely safe. Like earlier, when our nurse was tackling the gen at the corner of the map over there to our right. I mean, we did see a survivor pre-leaving right as the nurse came about. Pretty good stuff from our survivors, and our nurse knowing that we can't exactly commit too long outside of our 3 gen because we've got main cranked, and once that pops, like, we'll be down to 1 gen obviously, and that will also, like, allow survivors to fully focus on this 3 gen. And we do see Ace in our 3 gen on the far right. I wonder if he's gonna pre-leave this will play aggressively. This gen is around 50 right now. Pretty good stuff, and we're not getting a hit. Very impatient swing from the Nixie here.
Yeah. Ace doing a nice job of just using the environment to break line of sight and to evade the nurse's hit there, but does take a single blink tap, meaning that he will go down quite quickly if he cannot evade this blink, which seems to be the case. He does go down inside the 3 gen, which is not what you want. I believe Ace also had overcome, so he couldn't really make it anywhere, I guess, with the parting that they decided to took.
I mean, the good thing is
Decided
that
to take,
now
but
we have our little 3 gen in the lane broken, because I feel like the 3 gen, the one on the one side of the map, that would have been even worse to have
yeah,
because,
but
like,
this.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh, that
8 kick
main
limit.
gen is on 80%.
And the 8 kick limit is starting
That
from the
80%
play.
gen.
Yeah, and 8 kick limits in play.
Yeah,
And we also get pick on Jiggy.
remember Eruption?
Yeah,
Eruption does take off
Yeah.
two generator regression
Yeah, one for the
events
initial
every
kick to
time it happens.
activate it, and one for the actual eruption perk itself. So yeah, eruption's kind of like intense on, like, your 8 gen quarter. Sorry, 8 gen kick quarter. And yeah, I mean, we know the gen in the corner is really close. We've got people aggressively pushing it. I think we see 2 survivors actually. That's really, really good for. Oh no, the gen's 99. No, it's not. It's actually like 80-ish. Pretty close though. Still, yeah. We see our fourth piston
I
moving
feel
too.
like, yeah, I feel like with the survivors are playing a bit aggressive here. I feel like the ace should have been reset, just simply because if his chase is not long enough, then he might be able to secure a slug into another down, and maybe
You've
even a
got to keep in
4k0.
mind that our Jiggy here still does have unbreak. I'm guessing that since we did see the double, I'm gonna guess that
You're
Lara
correct.
no, that's not Lara, that's a Neum, fortunately. And we do pop a gen on the other side of the map anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Like, the 80% gen on me was just a little bit too much, and even if Linuxy made their hardest attempt to stall on it, the 8 gen kick quarter would have come in, or they would have just doubled up that gen in the corner of the map here. This might end up as a 3, or more likely a 6 stage, depending on what happens from here on. Now, do keep in mind Jiggy still has the deli active, so it might be able to make a deli hatch play. Like, our ace starting to break away towards Shaq here. I think we're gonna actually make this hatch play work. Yeah, Linuxy's
I
just
think, yeah, we might see, uh, instead of heading towards Hatch, actually,
yeah, we're fully
decide to
breaking away
head
towards
towards
the different side
Edgemap.
of the map here.
I feel like Linksy's start was quite strong, getting the tunnel out at around 2 gens remaining. Uh, but now I think Jiggy has just done the Jiggy pathing to our nurse player here, which is unfortunate because the Jiggy pathing is the strongest pathing you can possibly take in the whole of competitive Dead by Daylight. Showing that off by even managing to make the nurse leave and miss a swing onto the near. I think it will be
Yeah,
three stages
this is actually
on
gonna
the
be a 3
nurse.
stage, assuming that Jiggy is safe
This is
and out.
insanity.
Yeah, wait, Jiggy's still in the
This is
game.
actually
Not so
insanity.
fast.
This is, oh my gosh, like Jiggy just
Oh,
cooking with the
yep,
farthing,
Jiggy's
I
out.
have
Let's
to
go.
say.
3 stages. Pretty insane stuff. We'll be back with our
Yeah, it's
second half
incredible.
of our nurse set after a short break. We will have Imperial Survivors versus Decay's Killer. Now, Decay's Killer is gonna have a pretty chill win con, but on the other hand, Imperial Survivors, oh god, they're gonna have to pull off a 2 stage. But as for Decay's Killer, yeah, they can just I don't know, like they could literally get three freshes and order Uber Eats and take a chill pill and just, win the game. Get a 2-0. Really solid from Decay so far. I mean, both sets they've done really well. If that's it, we'll be back after a short intermission.
Welcome back, everyone, into potentially the last set for this morning. This is round 1, season 2 of Blood Rush League. This will be DK's Killer versus Imperial Survivors, trying to get a 3-stage to tie, 4-stage to win, or a 2-stage loss, which I think is impossible. It's a nest here. I don't know how it's possible to even get a 2-stage. I think even Perkless in there should be able to get more than 2 stages. But yeah, again, with me, as we've had this entire morning and night, we have Vino as well in casting with me.
Hello. Once again, I am casting with Tavi here, and oh my god, before Tavi can hand the mic over to me, we already have a down from what looks like. Yeah, this is the case killer, my bad. For not noticing that, yeah, this is the case killer. Like, the case killer already getting it down before I got the mic. Pretty sick stuff. And we're just going to it right away, playing really aggressive.
This is not the start you wanted if you are Imperial Survivors trying to hit a 3-stage tie condition now. If we
Oh,
looked at that co-op
yeah.
intervention timer, I believe it was like maybe even 1 minute in, so this really can't be that many gens popping in the background for this unhook that just happened on this ace, which is relatively early. I do respect this nurse for playing for the win condition right now, which is just getting another 2 stages on fresh survivors because the Imperial's killer got 3 stages on only 1 survivor, so they missed out on the extra points that the fresh hooks give. So really, it's just only 1 more hook they can afford to give before this DK's killer can take the victory, which I think is the most likely outcome. I don't see a way for these Imperial survivors to snatch a tie or even a win.
Now you gotta keep in mind that we are already at the Tycon right now due to getting 2 freshes. So just let that sink in. We're at the tie condition already, at 4 gens remaining.
Gosh, Ace managing to use the, I believe, balanced landing that was not overcome, and going down over the pallet, the ping was not strong enough on our Ace, and will be getting slapped on the hook. This is the win condition meant by Decay. Now, Decay being, I think they have played pretty well on the killer set both times. Oh, what am I saying? On the Dredge set, they played very well, securing a 4K1 on the border, and now getting the seven stage, which we saw last match, which was sufficient. Oh, what seven stage? Three stage? Oh my gosh, three stages, yeah. Which is just crazy here on this. It just shouldn't be possible, but it did happen, and we saw it last match, and yeah, they just played really well and managed to secure this win.
Yeah, and I mean, we already have 4 stages and 4 gens. We're really off to a good early game here. This is definitely looking a lot like a 4K game here. It's just contrast to what we were experiencing last game, where the nerds were just absolutely getting dumpstered on getting 3 stage. It's pretty insane. Like, even for C tier kill like Brave, 3 stages, pretty low. And don't even get me started on what it's like to get a 3 stage on Nurse.
Yeah, Nurse, I feel like it's just like compared to Wraith, let's say, like in your example, right? Wraith, there are certain things that you can do to prevent the down from occurring. Now, if you've got some really good 1v1 players on your team, you can extend the chases for a ridiculous amount of time. But even then, 3 stages on Wraith should not be possible, as we can see our killer securing our fifth stage here on the Nia, who has been hooked already. But yeah, fifth stage at 4 gens left. You'd all pretty much always say it's going to be like 4K territory, but we'll see what's going to happen as they still have Ruin and Dying Light available to them. As soon as that Ruin is cleansed, Eruption will come in as a secondary regression. But, currently they're not really, doesn't really seem to be experiencing much pressure on the Nurse's end in terms of the generator progress. So things looking up for the Nurse.
Yeah, we're just heading up towards the top of the main building here. I mean, we're not really seeing anything. I mean, oh, and we do have 2 Death Hooks. I just wanted to highlight that out. We have Rondo's Death Hook, and we also have Linux who's also on Death Hook. So this is looking like a quick tunnel out. Like he has a choice of tunnel outs, which is like, man, that's a luxury I wish I could have when I was playing Killer. When I'm playing Killer in pubs.
Yeah, I mean, having two weak links on your team is just not optimal. But Claudette, I think, popping a 99 spin burst, managing to evade that hit there, does preserve the health state on the edge map, which I think will be quite important. So the Claudette can make a different death spot. But I think our nurse just having a little bit of fun here, not really having to try anymore since the win condition was met quite a while ago. As we see the generator in the distance pop, that is the second generator of the trial that has been
I
completed.
mean, like, our
Yeah,
nurse can do, like, one of the best techs in the game. It's known as a standstill tech, and basically what you do with this tech is you just unplug a keyboard, wait for the game to end, and then you get an announcement saying you secured the team will win. He could literally just pull the tech off right now, and, like, it would actually work.
yeah, and I think the only way that the nurse could possibly lose this is if they forcefully disconnect the match and then get a hook penalty and then have to replay and so on. But I don't think that will happen.
I
The
mean,
nurse
like,
just going to have some fun.
I mean, I don't think the nurse is about to disconnect and walk away from a 3-2-0 here. I mean, maybe an internet outage or a power failure, maybe, but, like, chances of that happening are super low. We do see another gen pop, and another down. So we're 6 stages in, 3 Death Hooks, 2 gens left. We've still got plenty of time.
Yeah, we've got plenty of time to make anything happen. This is our sixth stage getting put on the board. 3 death hooks. Again, that is really not good for the survivors. Although the hooks pressure has been split out. Oh, I was going to say the generators have not been done for it, but I was wrong because the generator near the paladin has been completed, meaning that there's one generator left. So, yeah, I think perhaps the survivors could get a good amount of stages out of this, which would redeem the nurse performance, which was a 3 stage, quite unfortunate, but still. Um, let's just see if the Claudette can go for a juicer chase on the nurse as we see the unhook happen and the final generator pop as well. So currently 6 stages on the board. This Claudette, I think, is fresh. So it will be 8 stages, um, 7, 8, or 9 stages,
This is gonna
depending
be a
on
9.
what
This is gonna be
the
a 9
survivor
stage.
decides
That is
to do.
fresh. So yeah, pretty good
Yeah,
result.
so
I mean, not the best. Like Nurse is typically above average, but I feel like our killer here wasn't really locked in. They weren't really trying. They were just walking in, getting their the 3 stages, 3 freshes, and then just being done with it. And just playing the game for the sake of playing it, and not doing the standstill tech in fear of possible penalties. I don't believe we've got any rules against, the standstill tech, but it's highly discouraged for sportsmanship reasons.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree that standing still is one of the most boring kinds of gameplay to cast, as there's not really much gameplay going on. So it's not something we want to see. However, we wouldn't penalize that because, at least you haven't disconnected. But yeah, again, our nurse definitely, as soon as that third hook stage was reached, just decided to, play the game.
Yeah,
Don't
take a
have to
chill
try as
pill,
much
play
when
like a
conditions
pub,
already met.
just go for clips, do some cool stuff.
See, then Fang managed to get out pretty safely. I believe the other gate should be open as well. The other survivors were on it, and so we'll be seeing a 7-stage result on the nurse, which yeah, sufficient to win. So that's all that DK really needed from the killer. So that'll be 2-0 up from DK versus Imperial.
Yeah, and the Imperial's going to be going to the losers bracket. Decay moving on to round 2 next week. Really, really good stuff. And that will be all our games for tonight. I believe we will have another game in a couple of days, so we will see you then.